Oh, is it time? Yes. Look, 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 look. I'm finally getting to talk about this stuff. So, welcome to another episode of Houston's Hustle Hobbies. This is a show where I talk about all the ways I like to make and save the most money, because at the end of the day, hustling's my hobby. So, as you all may know, Trump's tariffs finally came into effect starting April 2nd. Now, what this means for us is that most things will become more expensive unless it's locally sourced. Now, there are a couple caveats to that. Used items aren't subject to that tax since they've already been bought before, except for maybe the auto industry, just because that's how it works. Now, the best thing that you can do with that information is to start thrifting. The thrift store is a great way to give some furniture or clothing a second life. And this doesn't just stop at furniture and clothing. Technology, older technology, is also available and also right to be used for a second life. So if you got an itch for shopping, 2nd Avenue or your local thrift store is your best bet. Now, if you have to buy new, I have 5 rules that I wrote down for my family and myself before we spend money. So, first rule, can you afford 5? And what I mean by that is, if you want to buy something like, say, a pair of Bluetooth earbuds, can you afford 5 of them? Do you have the money in your bank to, not credit card, in your bank to afford 5? So while a cheap $10 or $20 pair like this will benefit you well, but this $150 pair of Samsung earbuds would not, because they would cost $1,000 if you had to buy 5 of them. Lesson 2. Will buying that thing benefit you for more than 1 week? So let me explain. Buying something like this spring water will only benefit you for 1 day, but buying the Kool-Aid mix that goes with this bottle so you can reuse it for about 2 weeks is a better idea. This stretches your dollar even further. Lesson 3. Can you procrastinate your purchases for more than 1 week? And what I mean by that is this. Things tend to depreciate quickly, especially when it comes to new tech. For instance, I ended up buying this Samsung music frame, which is basically just a picture frame that's a speaker with a voice assistant in it. Now that speaker, when it first came on sale, it retailed for $400. But through a year of waiting, I ended up getting this for $110 on clearance at Best Buy because of that chip right there. That tiny little chip right there. I don't even know if you can see it. So when it comes to buying something new that you want, always procrastinate your purchases, especially if you don't really need it. Lesson 4. Have you found cheaper options? eBay, Walmart, and Temu exist for a reason because they often have cheaper versions of products that will save you money in the long run. And this applies to food as well. Instead of buying Cascade, buy great value. Instead of buying things that are new, take a 2nd or 3rd or 4th look at Facebook Marketplace. Or instead of buying one-time use batteries, how about taking a look at rechargeable batteries? Lesson 5. How long will it take for you to pay it off in working hours? Think about that. I'm serious. Really think about that. Now, for instance, my stepson works at a local roller skating venue where he makes about $9 an hour. If he wants to buy a pair of Jordans or Jumpmans or whatever the new sneaker is, they cost about $300 to $400. So let's do some math. What's 320 divided by 9?
That comes to about 35.555556.
Jesus. So in order for my son-in-law or stepson to pay for those Jordans, it would take him an entire working week, 4 to 5 days of working time to pay for that money. When you start thinking about the things that you spend your money on in terms of time, you begin to look at them so much differently. Let's just use something smaller for an example. If you go to Wawa every day for lunch, or Dunkin' Donuts or Buc-ee's, or wherever you are in the country, and you spend $20 on a meal, that's, if you make $20, that means you have to work an hour to pay for that meal. Is it worth it? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe you should plan a meal prep. But at the risk of being too preachy, those are my 5 basic rules for how I spend my money, so I can have more money to save and invest in this stock market that has a lot of discounts now. By the way, hey, American-made cars right now. Ford, GM, you might want to go ahead and bet on those. So that's me. I've been Patrick Houston of Houston's Hustle Hobbies, and as always,
live high and mighty. Oh, we live a righteous life.
take it easy, guys. Make it matter.